jemals täuschen können. Aber bitte vor.
What the world am I watching here? Honestly. So I've just seen Greta Thunberg arrested. President Trump, who I believe is in a state of dementia. Something about how to identify a Jew and a young man here in German uniform. I think I'll stick with the first simulated black hole.
I want to show you something amazing. What you're looking at is the first ever simulated black hole in history. Created in 1979, the simulation was run on an IBM 7040 computer. Using punch cards, the image was hand-plotted by the French astrophysicist Jean-Pierre.
Interesting. Let's go back to it.
French astrophysicist Jean-Pierre Luminet. And then 40 years later, astronomers from around the world came together and assembled an Earth-sized telescope, giving us the first real image of a black hole, showing just how accurate Luminet's simulation really was. You can see that one side of the accretion disk is much brighter than the other due to the Einstein effect and Doppler shift. And the craziest part is, many electric toothbrushes today are more powerful than the computer that was used to generate this simulation. I want to show you something amazing. What you're looking at is the first...
And your electric toothbrush is more powerful than the computer that did the first simulation of a black hole. What a cheap anti-intellectual or not. Review and watch for a second time. In that tired voice that you do your YouTube videos in. Because you're tired. It's allowed, you know.
I want to show you something amazing. What you're looking at is the first ever simulated black hole in history. Created in 1979, the simulation was run on an IBM 7040 computer. Using punch cards, the image was hand-plotted by the French astrophysicist Jean-Pierre Luminet. And then 40 years later, astronomers from around the world came together and assembled an Earth-sized telescope, giving us the first real image of a black hole, showing just how accurate Luminet...
Before moving to... Stop! That's what I was getting at just now. There's no pause button on a short. You either move on to the next or you don't. You can't pause them. Not even if it's a minute and whatever lot. No. Yeah, this is a short. This has got a pause device on it. Why did the previous thing have a no pause on it? Right? The previous thing that I was looking at.
How accurate Luminet's simulation really...
No, see, as soon as I hit it, I jump off.
How accurate Luminet's simulation really was. You can see that one side of the accretion disk first real image of a black hole, showing just how accurate...
Excuse me, ma'am, you have been...
Christ. And that's 1, 2, 3 I've watched, and I'm going to watch Trump. I must be nuts.
You gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people, and the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace. You gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people, And the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
All right. Europe travels to Washington to support the Ukraine. Starmer, 12 minutes. Sunday's News at 10. A woman saying everything is conscious. Is consciousness fundamental? 1 hour and 30 minutes. This guy's normally good. She's got a nice smile, I suppose. See what they're saying.
Obviously, this is a topic that you can discuss for 10 hours.
We originally chose to partner with another vendor, and it didn't serve us very well. Life at Connecting Point.
Without hesitation, but why this? Why now? Why a 10-part documentary on consciousness?
Yeah. It really just came together organically. I published a book about
consciousness. Okay, good for you. Well done. I'm going to have a moment. Might shave. Not a bad idea. Might have a bowl of porridge. I might have a bowl of porridge. What's this on? 7 minutes. Do we give Annika Harris 3 months ago from the Within Reason podcast episode something or other? Alex O'Connor. Okay, 650 people like that comment. $740 like like Caliban. Not Caliban. What am I talking about? Prospero, mate. Do you act? Do you act? Not actually. Do you act? I'm liking this even though it was me who wrote it. That's quite funny. In response. Ah, silly me. Look how lonely I am talking to myself through my many different vessels. Thanks, guys, or thank you to myself. This person, Julian Goncalves, he gets an upvote. The first person, I suppose, should get an upvote. But I don't know that I really like it. It's like this part of my dream is yeah, that's obviously quite amusing. Holy shit, I'm so funny. Underrated. Humor is underrated. That's Sam Simply Trains. No, it never was Sam Simply Trains. Where's that? Holy shit, I'm so funny. That Sam Simply Trains 3 months ago. Sam, what about that? Find Sam Simply Trains, surely. Let's have a quick look. View the channel. Change does a start with one every day. Playlist. The channel doesn't have any content. Oh. I've closed her down now. Gone back. Let's have a listen.
Without hesitation, but
Right.
why this? Why now? Why a 10-part documentary on consciousness?
Yeah. It really just came together organically. I published a book about consciousness that came out in 2019 called Conscious. And by the end of my researching and writing that book, I really became convinced, to my own surprise, that this question about whether consciousness might go deeper in nature than the sciences have previously assumed was actually, not just a legitimate question, but possibly a really important question to be asking. And so I published that book and was thinking about what I wanted to work on next. And what became very clear to me was that I just wasn't finished asking questions about this topic. And so actually a film producer friend of mine came to me with an idea for a film and gave me kind of a project, which was, why don't you just record, conversations with everyone you want to talk to. You have this long list of experts and scientists you really want to talk to. Just start recording, and maybe this will become dialogue for a film, or, we didn't quite know where it would go. But given that project, I knew this was exactly what I wanted to do. I was very, very relieved to have someone tell me that this is what I should do.
May I help you?
Hi. Yes, I need to bring up a network so I can provision a new remote edge site.
First, you'll need to connect to the site's network.
Right, but there isn't a network configured at that site yet. So,
We have a network outage at one of our locations. I just need someone to get in the network closet and power cycle the firewall.
You'll need to call the site and walk a non-IT person through it.
A new patch was released, and I need to update 1,000 devices.
All right. What's the IP address of the first one?
The first one?
The first one.
the new site doesn't have a network yet. I need to set it up before I can connect to it.
I understand now. You need to establish a new network so you can start provisioning.
Yes!
Okay. You'll need to connect to the site's network.
Now find the power cord and unplug it. Wait a couple of seconds and plug it back in.
Okay. Yep, that did it. The coffee maker's working again.
172.16.
Whoa. I only work with the local segment. You'll need to go to the WAN window for that one.
Managing your IT infrastructure without OpenGear is painful. From the first day to the worst day, and every day in between, OpenGear's network resilience platform is the smart way to manage your network infrastructure.
Next. Wait, did you submit a ticket?
Wait a second. Stop.
And
No,
so what
stop,
I
you
learned
do.
through that
Stop, you
process.
do. Stop, you do.
What just happened? Are we still recording? Yes, we are. 14 minutes. Gavers. I'm making a cup of tea. And I'm thinking to myself, what a crazy advert that was that would actually is designed to cause pain to the listener. It's actually designed to cause pain. I mean, I'm presuming you agree with me, dear listener, as the expression goes, because that advert was a description of the nightmare of design of trying to get some provisioning done for some software and some hardware at a site and so on and so forth. And you know, like everything these days has got to be easy. It's got to move the job on to somebody else, and as it goes, you know. Oh God, it's good. I'm eating a cornflake cake late in the morning, early in the morning, late at night, drinking a cup of tea. It's the best cornflake cake in the world. It's completely melted together from lots of cornflakes covered in chocolate, which kept in the car today out of little pieces that had already been cut up for me, but have now welded themselves together, and it's like a great big piece of rock. I haven't got to the stage where I'm dunking it in my tea. Buy our product because it will take this pain you now feel away. Now, I almost want to know more about that advert. Because it moved me emotionally. And being an advert, it forces itself into your mind. In the little play called Writing Doom, which I have watched now, some of. How did I watch that? I didn't watch it in one sequence. I watched it in a number of tea breaks. And at one point, I didn't even watch it. I was just listening to it. This is one of the largest science and philosophy podcasts in the world. Okay, so he's just been invited this weekend. Join as an attendee or get a chance to exhibit your Theory of Everything themed research project. Alright. Early bird tickets. Should we just see what they cost? Come on. Saturday the 23rd of August. Greenwich Mean Time, 09 to... Of course, a fucking long day. 12 hours. GMT -4. $33. Student ID at check-in. Fuck off if you can't pre... Ends today. Oh, come on. That's weird. I don't know if you saw what happened there. I thought I was on 25 minutes. Where's his channel? Jaimungal. Kurt Jaimungal. Theories of Everything. Thank you, channel members. Especially for me. My biggest problem with the educational system it shames them for withholding judgment for uttering. I read this earlier. Alright, so he put up something like that, which is an interesting, thought-provoking. My biggest problem with the educational system. Followed by 4 examples of historical whatevers. In each of these examples, we're taking a condition, survival, and looking for explanations instead of flipping the argument on its head and stating that conditional on such a survival, one can't read that much into the process. Stating that one can't read that much into the process. We should learn instead to invoke some measure of randomness. Randomness in practice is what we don't know. To invoke randomness is to plead ignorance. Nassim Talib. Alright then, so here's a mode of operation which I've developed this week, except that I can't quite do it. Where did I go wrong on that? I wanted to go back to him. He was under here. There he is again. Kurt Jaimungal. My biggest problem with the educational system. Thank you. That's the one I'm looking to do. And then I want to do read more. And then I want to hit that, which gets a screenshot of it, because I think my Jaimungal there should quote that in inverted commas, because I believe what he's saying is a quote from Nassim Talib. Well, if it's a quote from Nassim Talib, right? It starts with opening quotes, doesn't it? What way of writing doesn't start with opening quotes if you're quoting somebody? I'm niggled, because it took me time to say, what do you want? Do you want some comment on this, or you just jerking me off in order to try and make me want to engage with you, or what? Why did Hannibal get his behind kicked? Oh, okay, so the point is this. Here's my choices. Watch that, watch Greta Thunberg. I've watched those 4 things, and I don't know how long I've been watching it now. 30 minutes. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm still eating my cornflake cake. I want to get that up. And what I want to do is I want to do this, get CC, show her the screenshot, tell her to take the track, extract the track text, right? Here it is. Extract the text.
Extracted text post content, Kurt Jamungle 1 day ago. My biggest problem with the educational system lies precisely in that it forces students to squeeze explanations out of subject matters and shamus them for withholding judgment, for uttering, I don't know. Why did the Cold War end? Why did the Persians lose the Battle of Salamis? Why did Hannibal get his behind kicked? Why did Casanova bounce back from hardship? In each of these examples, we're taking a condition, survival, and looking for explanations instead of flipping the argument on its head and stating that conditional on such survival, one can't read that much into the process. We should learn instead to invoke some measure of randomness. Randomness, in practice, is what we don't know. To invoke randomness is to plead ignorance. Nassim Taleb. Engagement, 441. 131. Comment. This pressure for producing narrative-friendly reasoning ... Thumbnail text. Everything is conscious # 104. Anaka Harris. Footer navigation. Home, shorts, subscriptions.
So the witty answer The witty answer to why do we not answer I don't know. We stigmatize the answer I don't know. Well, is the person answering the question himself? I think the point I'm making is I'm in YouTube for recreational purposes at this stage, aren't I? Or I'm in YouTube for intellectual stimulation purposes. That's possibly more accurate. And because you're in this distanced hostile I can say whatever I like rather than offer you the spirit of understanding because we happen to be in the same space. I can kind of say what I like. There'll be no repercussions. I'm going to ask it, what would Oscar Wilde say? Yeah? Taleb's statistical rigor. So this is why I like this form of large language model, because it is completely oblivious to me and other questions I've asked before. Okay, so string the five wild quotes. So it's kind of no, I don't mean string them all together I mean concatenate them. See if he's still up there now then. Is he?
Struggling to build your sales pipeline? Finding the best prospects feels impossible? Meet Katie, your AI.
So what I learned through that process
Kurt Germanquile or whatever he's called. Only sophisticated posture. Only the dullard. Right, I think what I'm just about to do is something that I haven't done before, which is to have another conversation with DeepSeek about what I've just written. Well, what I've just edited of its writing. No, I haven't copied what I actually... Now, surely I... Okay, just ignore that. I never sent that. Where was I? In YouTube. In Kurt, whatever he's called. So let's find him. Continue watching. Everything is conscious. No, I want to get to an advert that was underneath Kurt Jamiroquai. Why that should still be on the same subject. Latest from him. They want this one. Comments. Simon Masters says this. Edit that. Select all. Copy. Text copied. Ignore that. Good, you've corrected it. Made a correction as well. Okay, so now we can go back to come on. DeepSeek. Paste that all in. And see what day. First, the user seems to be both testing my well-read Hannibal or whatever for my response. I should decisively, that's unmistakably Oscar in both style and substance. Every contemptuous dismissal of the mundane scorn for pedantic. Right, okay. These razors, sharp ones. I'll have to use one of mine. Alright, so what did it say? Unmistakably Oscar Wilde. Dismissal of the mundane in favour of beauty, mystery and style. Consider the evidence. Just consider the evidence. Like that though. The supreme value and style of conversation. Style. Pitch perfect pastiche or a recovered fragment. Fascinating. Of course, it's only in this case feeding up its own. Pitch perfect pastiche. Isn't it? was less consistently epigrammatic. Less flamboyantly contemptuous, and yet I removed all the darlings. To demand why of history is the gravest impertinence. It reeks of the middle-class obsession with ledger books and laundry lists, as if one should ask a sunset for its receipts or a sonnet for its plumbing schematics. Explanation is the refuge of the literal-minded. Mystery is the realm of the poet. And yet our educators insist on dissecting Hannibal's defeat like a frog in a school laboratory, as vulgar as explaining a sonnet by counting its syllables. Ignorance is the only sophisticated posture. Only the dullard claims certainty. The truly cultivated wear "I don't know" as a boutonniere. It complements the ensemble. Why did the Persians lose at Salamis? Some tragedies are simply too exquisite to autopsy. Must we spoil the drama with the reasons? Chaos, after all, is God's way of remaining artistically anonymous. To attribute failure to tactics rather than to caprice is to insult the universe's flair for theatre. Clearly the Aegean wind preferred Greek verse to Persian paperwork. This education theory they force upon us, it's not enlightenment, it's arson. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the extinguishing of a flame. They murder wonder in the name of knowledge, and then wonder why the children yawn. Sorry. They murder wonder. They murder wonder. Sorry. This education they force upon us, it's not enlightenment, it's arson. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the extinguishing of a flame. They murder wonder in the name of knowledge, and then wonder why the children yawn. A daily lecture on the art of leaving things exquisitely unexamined. Now that would be true learning. So, to Mr. Taleb's charming plea for randomness, he's quite right, though for all the wrong reasons. It's not ignorance we invoke, it's style. And to reduce life's ballet to cause and effect is to dance with ledgers in one's hands. Better to waltz with chance and let history blush at its own clumsiness. The only thing worse than not knowing with certainty. Certainty is the death of conversation, and without conversation, what is life but a poorly furnished room? Yes. Truly, it's Wilde. It reads like a lost section from the Criticus artist, The Decay of the Lying. It captures his essence completely. The detective work is delightful, but the culprit is glaringly obvious. Fascinating. 1 hour and 15. I'm not sure how that started even.